everyone, I'm Diana Shiplet, and in this video I am sharing with you why it's better to start with someone from zero than with a sugar daddy. Okay, so I want to give you the Google definition for sugar daddy, and I have looked it up, and it says sugar daddy, a rich older man who lavishes gifts on a young woman in return for her company or sexual favors. Now, I don't fully agree with the whole old man, because there is young men your age that are willing to still lavish you and all of this, and I would also call them sugar daddies. So when I was 18, one of my favorite places to go to was Costco. I love to go get a nice slice of pizza and just sit outside and everything. So one day I was at Costco eating my pizza, and this was in Long Beach, and I was just, enjoying the day, and then out of nowhere this older man comes and he's like, "Oh, can I sit here?" And I was like, "Sure, why not?" I mean, I was a super friendly person. I still am, but not to that extreme. And so we were like chatting, and I mean, he looked pretty well off, and then he was like, "Oh, do you mind if we exchange numbers?" And I was like, "No, that's fine." And so we exchanged numbers, and then we would text back and forth. I don't remember if we ever met up. Maybe, I really don't remember. And so finally, one day he gave me this offer, and he was like, I would like to get to know you more, and I was even considering, I have a house in Malibu, I believe he said, somewhere in front of the ocean. And he was like, "Yeah, I have this beautiful house, and I know I'm older and you're young, but he was like, I just want company and someone to enjoy the things I have." And he was like, "We wouldn't have to be intimate, but you would have to be married with me, and you could enjoy all these things." And he was like, "Well, what do you think?" And I was like, "What the heck?" I was like, "No." I was like, "No, thank you." And then after that, I kind of just ended the friendship, and I just remember being like, "No." And at the time I was just a college student, and even though my life could have been really comfortable and I could have lived nicely, and even though I didn't have a relationship with God, I just knew that using people for money or for own personal gain in such a way, yes, your life could change forever, but then that's I feel like that would be a major identity issue in the long run. So I was like, "Nope, not gonna do this." So for those of you who have watched my YouTube channel, you know that I come from a Hollywood background. I used to live in Hollywood. I lived a very extravagant lifestyle. I had my own TV show, and for me, it was all about glamour, looks, all of that. I used to dress very differently. I used to, how I looked, everything was very, very superficial. I still like to look good, but it's in another level where it's on a budget level. And so, going back to Hollywood. In Hollywood, I did live with a man that was older than me, and he did financially provide for all my needs. If I think about it, a lot of people would be like, "Well, isn't that a sugar daddy?" For me, I don't know, because it was someone that I actually truly loved, and for me it was more of well, we're together, so you're taking care of me, and I love that person. So I don't know if that's in the same context as sugar daddy, because I feel like a sugar daddy is more for interest rather than love. But then I ended my relationship with this man because I really wanted to have a relationship with Jesus, and I wanted to go all in for God. So even though I loved this man, I realized that I needed to go all in for God and leave my lifestyle behind. So I let go of the man, Hollywood, everything, in order to fully live for God. And so this is the part where I'm going to go into why it's better to start with someone from zero than your sugar daddy. The older you get, the more you're like, okay, I really want someone stable. I'm tired of working this 9 to 5. I want someone to take care of me financially. Life is stressing. I want to be a mom. I want to do this and that. And those are all normal desires as a woman, I understand. But also, I want you to not get stuck in that place where you're like, I would rather choose financial freedom than true love that lasts, like eternal love. Eternal love. And I call it eternal love because it's the type of love that I feel like goes into heaven with you. That when when God looks at you, Jesus, God, same thing, Holy Spirit, same thing. When God looks at you, in the throne room when you die, that he can be proud of you, knowing that even though this life can be so hard, you weren't willing to just settle for the few seconds or a few years of comfort, but that you actually built something with someone you love. And one of my favorite quotes, I believe Oprah made this one, was if you can't ride with someone in the bus, you better not expect to ride with them in the limo. So when I met my husband, I truly knew in my heart that this is the person I want to marry. I love him. I want to build my nest with him. This is the man I want to have a family with. And so my husband, he was in the Air Force for about 4 or 5 years, and then he got out, and now he's in school, and he's pretty much starting from zero, and he wants to become a doctor. Now, I know that for a few years we're going to have to sacrifice a lot and just be patient and wait. And in the long run, it will be worth it. But, we don't have no guarantees that this is going to happen. So we really need to trust in God. And so with my husband, we literally starting from zero. Like, we moved, I was in South Africa as a missionary, and he was living in Kansas in the university, so he lived at school. And so we really felt like God was calling us to move to Oklahoma. So we have moved to Oklahoma. Initially, we were gonna stay with his parents for a few months until we figure things out and then move out. But we have decided we'll stay here for about a year or so. So we literally started with like no home, no car, no nothing. We did have savings, but it's like, pretty much from zero. And it's a beautiful place to start because this will truly show your character. And it's beautiful because if you can start with someone from zero and see how you guys are and treat each other, then imagine how much more beautiful it'll be when God gives you more. I mean, it's so easy to be happy and content and respect and treat your husband well, or your boyfriend well, if he lavishes you with gifts and Tiffany's and everything. But can you truly respect your husband when he doesn't know where his next paycheck's coming from, when he doesn't know what the future holds? Can you truly respect? So that's true respect, and it shows your character, my sweetheart. So that is why I say it is better to start with someone from zero and build and have your own nest, a family that you actually love and respect, a husband that you can look up to and admire, rather than a man that you just want for what he can give you. In the long run, when you get to heaven, that's a conversation you're gonna have to have with God. And so my encouragement for you is that it's okay to start with someone from zero, because you guys want to build together, you want a family together, and most importantly, it's glorifying God. So this is my encouragement for y'all today. Like I said, I know what it's like to want the comfort, to want the nice things, but I'm telling you, from someone that's had it all to someone who's starting from zero, this is worth it. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who would be really entertained by this and it would speak to them, and also make sure you subscribe. I'm pretty sure by this moment that this video is up, we've hit 100 subscribers, and if not, please subscribe. And thank you so much for watching. You guys are awesome, and I do this to entertain you guys, to encourage you, and most importantly, to point you to Jesus.